Yo, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Noisy Sauce here. Going to be doing a live beat make for you today. Going to be doing a Dub Baby type beat. So I hope we've got some Dub Baby fans or watching. If you've never watched one of these before, I start this with a completely blank slate, just a template that I always start with, and just going to make a beat from there and see where we go with it. I've got no melodies in mind, no instruments brought up yet except for the ones in my template, and yeah, I'm just going to be taking it from scratch. While I'm going, if you want to say something to me, please write it in the comments. If you're not here while I'm there, I'm going to be, like, if you're watching this later and you want to know something, just hit me up afterwards. If you want to buy the beat at the end of it, just hit me up and I'll sort you out. And yeah, we better get back straight into it. Blank slate. I'm going to start this Dub Baby type beat with a bit of a chord progression using like a xylophone, maybe like a detuned xylophone. We'll see where we go with it, because it's a bit of a weird type of music. Yo, what's going on, Lanky City music? Here to watch a beat make. So I don't know if you guys know much Dub Baby, but he's got a kind of like a childish vibe to him. All of the beats are kind of, I want to say, like immature sounding. Like there's lots of like kind of kids instrument type things, like really harsh pianos and stuff. So that's the vibe I'm going to go with on this one. So I'm going to start by bringing up Contact, and actually, no, I'm not going to use Contact. I'm going to use oh my god. I'm going to use, sorry, I just updated my MacBook and it's asking me for all this different stuff. I'm going to use standard stuff by Logic, because they've got some really cool sounds. Marimba, that's what I want. There's a bit of a kiddie sound. There we go, just turn it up so you can hear it. All right. It's a little bit too nice, that one. That's cool. That is going to be the basis to this beat. The tempo is going to be 110 BPM so far. I might change it down the line. We'll see what happens. What is going on, 3 Rizzy M? Good to see you on my channel. And good to see everyone. I've got a few people watching today. Hello from YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, Nice to see y'all. All right. I'm going to record this now so I don't forget. Oh. All right, let's do it. Fuck that up. All right. That is going to be we're going to repeat that one more time. Sorry, twice more. And then cut the last beat. And just want this ending to be a little bit different. So dig that. So that's got a vibe to it. I'm going to throw a... first of all, I'm going to delete these reverbs that they've given me on this. I don't like using the reverbs that are on the channel because they're just usually not my vibe. I've got my own reverbs I like to use a lot. And the one I want to use for this one is the Slate Verb Suite Classic. This guy. Not going to use much of it. I'm going to throw a filter onto this sound as well. I want to pull out a lot of the high end. All right. That's a cool starting point. I dig where this is going. Yo, thanks Lanky City Music for the compliment. Yo, Loretta. I got the Midas flow. Thanks, man. I'm guessing that means that it's gold. I appreciate that. All right, now I've got this chord progression going here. That's cool. I might even take some more of the high end out. I like, because I do want to have a lead. Now, I kind of vibe with the more modern leads, like that kind of really janky, fluty lead that everyone seems to be doing. I haven't made a beat with that yet, so I'm gonna try my hand at that. We'll see how it works. It could end up being real trash, so we'll give it a go. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. So this one, I'm going to bring up Contact, see if there's an instrument in there that I want to use. Yes. Because I just updated my computer, every time I do anything, it wants to know if I actually want to do it or if I'm tricking. There we go. I mean, not 100% about that one. It's getting there. I kind of dig how it's a little bit weird. Nah, it's a little bit too much. Don't really dig that. See what else we got. Don't dig that either. What else we got? These are all West African. These are weird because they're all in weird tuning, so might stick away from those ones. Pretty cool instruments, but not exactly what I'm looking for on this guy. Let's have a look at just the Contact library and see if we can find anything that's kind of cool with that. Notes. Here we go. Need some click. Here we go. Man, this is kind of hard to play this one, but we'll make it work. Try again. Don't hit it too hard. Just once. Oh my god, I'm getting worse. One time. Well, I'm going to cheat here and take the one I did, the second one, and put it at the third one, because I don't give a fuck. There we go. That is just fine. And now we're just going to quantize that. Too much there. Alright, now we're going to change these to 8 notes because All right, got a start of a vibe there. Now, all right, now I'm just gonna throw some pretty dank pitch bends in here. So. That is kind of cool. Yeah, so I just threw a bunch of pitch bends. Just to kind of give it an overall vibe, I'm also going to throw some more modulation on it because I really want to get this like sounding pretty dank. Yo, Bizzo, what's going on? Oh man, I got fam in here. This is probably the most watched one I've got. All right. All right, so I'm going to use Sigmund delay. This guy has a whole bunch of cool effects on it that's going to give me some pretty decent modulation on this. Just going to browse through a bunch of effects and see what's cool. All right, this one's pretty basic. I don't know if you can hear it because you're running through such a average speaker, but it's just a bit of a chorus effect on there. Yo, thanks, Jake. I dig the nice words. You guys probably can't all see what each other are saying, but I'm getting some love somewhere on there. So. All right, I'm also going to pull out some of the high end on this one. It's a little bit too bright, so I'm going to put another filter. Just going to edit that last chord of the vibes thing because it's not quite where I wanted it to be. All right, that's better. Also, just going to actually, instead of the filter there, I'm going to put in just an EQ and just rip out some of the middle rep. And finally, so I'm going to get rid of the. Finally, I'm just going to put a bit of delay on there as well to spread it out a little bit. and also give it a bit of vibe. So I'm just going to use the H delay on a ping pong effect, rip out the top end, rip out the bottom end, and give it some lo-fi. And pull it down a bit. All right, cool. Now that I've got that going, I'm going to start on the beat, get some drums happening. That's what we're all here for. A lot of the Da Baby tracks, which I really like, have this cool effect. Well, not effect, but like a vibe where he's got like one kick at the start, lets it go out, and then there's a couple more kicks that jump into it. And sometimes they're a little bit random, so we're going to go for that kind of vibe. I'm going to start with snares. All right, I've got a snare and a clap layered there. Probably my two most used snare and clap sounds, so that's pretty standard. And now we're chucking these kicks. Try that again. Actually, I know that didn't work as well as I thought it would, because all right. Pretty basic sounds there. I'm going to throw in a 808 now, and that's going to give us that low end vibe that we want. So I'm going to copy this kick pattern to the 808 track, and just going to make a melody, drag it around a little bit. I'm going to mute the kicks pattern for now so it doesn't interrupt too much, but we're going to come up with something that fits really well with this melody here. Whoa. God damn. All right, I'm going to turn down. It's everything in my room vibrating due to the bass. All right, cool. I'm just going to try and keep this pretty simple. I'm just going to try and follow the chord progressions with this. Jesus, this is loud, this 808. I'll turn it down a little bit. Trying to stop the things in my house from vibrating. All right, sweet little trick now. So I'm going to add the kick back in. That 808 is pretty, it's got a bit of vibe to it. Got not too much attack. So I'm going to get the attack from the kick drum, which, as we know, is playing the same pattern. The way to do this, add a distortion to it, turn the distortion kind of down, and that gets that knocky sound that we all love. So it's just like real knocky there. Just sits really well with that 808. They kind of blend in well together. I'm also going to add a little bit of reverb to that knock because we've taken, when you put the distortion on, it takes out a lot of the low end. So we can afford to give it a little bit of reverb and give it a bit of vibe there. And I'm also going to add some reverb to that snare. Not too much because this beat doesn't require too much, but I like to have a bit of reverb on the snare, and the kick can also be beefed up a bit. All right, I've sped this up at 9 dB, so now it's at 119. So just so you know, I wasn't happy with the speed of it. I've lengthened out that 808 a little bit more, so it's not too short. Hi-hats. It's going to be standard. What we're going to do with these ones, going to quantize them to 16th notes. Probably should do to 8th notes. But then I'm also going to give them a little bit of swing. So not too much, just to give it a little bit of human vibe to that. All right. Give that another go. Nope. So these are tuned snares, as you can tell, just to add a little bit of I'm going to put a filter on the top of these guys as well, get rid of that ultra high end. We don't need that. One thing I'm also going to do with those hi-hats is put a tremolo on them, and that's what that's going to do is just make them kind of jump side to side slowly throughout the beat, probably like once every bar. Not going to have it too wide, like go too far out, just like a little bit. And what that's going to do is just create a little bit of movement so the hi-hats don't sound so boring, just like dead center hitting all the time. And what I'm going to do with the snare, because I like to push everything that's not like right in the middle out to the sides a bit to give it some vibe. I'm going to put a doubler on this, and what that's going to do is just kind of like spread it using, I don't know, some kind of audio trickery that waves do. You guys aren't going to be able to hear this because you're listening in mono, but trust me, it's wide. So I'm going to try throwing this flute down an octave, see how it sounds. No. Finally, with the drums, I'm going to add a little bit of that trap hat sound, get some fast hats going, just every so often to, to give a little bit of interest. So we're going to use 30-second notes. That does like really super fast trap hat sound. And just really simple there, and copy them across. I didn't think I was going to add anything else, but I do want to add some bass into this now. Not that bass. That's an 808, so not that bass. I already got some of that. It's going to be like kind of a staccato single note vibe that I'm thinking of here. No. That's cool. Just real simple. I fucked up somewhere there. What terrible playing. Oh no, I guess. Not a big fan of that sound anymore. I'm going to try putting it on the bass guitar, see what that sounds like. That could be cool. Right, let's extend all these notes a little bit. Fuck, that sounds shit too. I like the idea of it, but like the sounds are no good. That's kind of cool. Just a little bit too low, maybe. Oh, that's too much swing on this. Let's get rid of that. All right, that's getting pretty good. All right, hope you're vibing with that. Give us a wave if you dig it. Anyone? A wave, a like, a hello, something. What's going on? I'm sure you're having a good time. Anyway, let's go start arranging this thing. So I'm going to start with the fairly standard idea of just going to put the vibes at the start. I'm just getting into the verse here. I'm going to cut out the that flute, just have the vibes going for a little bit. Cut it back at the end there. Jump into having the flute come in. Nope. Keep trying to push that flute down and it never sounds good, so I'm just going to leave it back up there. Kind of the flute by itself, and then back into so for like half the 4 bars or half like the phrase, and then back into a chorus. So that'll sound like this. Yeah, so I made the first and second verse pretty much exactly the same. with the exception that I took out the 808s at the start of the second verse to kind of like drop it out a little bit while it's coming back, while it's coming out of the chorus, just to give it a little bit different vibe there. For the what's we call it, bridge, which, or you could do the third verse, I guess, depends whatever the rapper wants to do. We've got I pulled out the snares and just had the claps running with just the piano and the kick drum with no 808 behind it, so it was just pretty dry. Brought in the cymbals halfway through, brought in the Prophet after that, the flute sound, and then dropped the cymbals out, and then back to that kind of pre-chorusy, having that flute by itself, and then back into a chorus with a little piano and flute outro. One thing I think this beat needs severely is a riser. So I'm going to try and find a good riser that I can put in before the... That is obscene and very dubsteppy, but it might work for this one. So stand by while I try that. Island Paradise Effects Riser. What an obscene sound. It does not work at all. That is a terrible sound. No. I mean, that one might work. See what happens there. No, it's too much. Too much. I don't do that. Tell you what, I was trying to avoid using the riser that I use on everything, which is one that I made myself, but I have a feeling it's going to work on this just as good as it has before, because I know my shit, or maybe I'm just used to it. Listen to this, see how it works out. It is cool. It needs to be a little bit longer, so I'm going to stretch it out. See how that sounds. Not go the way I thought it was going to go. There we go. Let's try that. Man, I'm digging where this is going. I'm going to throw down my voice, my beat tag at the start of this, just to kind of see how that fits in. That's the most important part of the track. Otherwise, anyone could have made this beat. It's a bit louder. Yeah. All right. Now I'm going to go through and delete all the tracks that aren't being used so far in this beat, so that I've got so that I'm maximizing my processing power, because there's lots of stuff I've got here that ain't being used. All right, now I've got that going. I'm going to just loop a section of the chorus and do a little bit of mastering on this, make sure all the tones are right. A little bit more mixing, see how it sounds. All right. I dig where that is going. Oh, no. Yo, sorry, Instagram fam. Whatever you missed out. I pretty much just did a little bit of mastering on that, a little bit more mixing. So I'm just going to finally play this through, start to finish, give you guys a vibe of where it's at and where I ended up, and let you know that if you want to buy this beat, it's going to be called Quarin with a Q, Quoin. That is that's the name of it. If you it'll be out in about a month's time, so if you want to buy it from me before that, definitely hit me up because I can organize any kind of deal with you. So let's play through this finally one more time. If you have any questions, now's the time to ask them. I'll answer anything you've got at the end of the playthrough, and let me know. Here you go.
Sauce on the beat, bitch.
Awesome. that is it. Thanks so much, guys. Thanks for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I'll catch you next time. If you guys want to see more of these beats, I am making them all the time, every day or two. Stay tuned. Like, comment, buy, please, all my stuff. And have a good one. All right, I'll catch you guys next time. Bye-bye.